Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Shrad's Talks Books. It's a place for nerds that like words. And today we're going to talk about a really different genre that we haven't had last year. And we plan to feature a little more. Intrigued? Hang on. Stay together and we will talk about it. Episode 13 by Craig Deloy. Now, my January started with a hankering for something new, something different, something I wouldn't normally do. So, what did I do? Well, I decided to be a little adventurous. Now, those who know me, they know that I'm never been a horror fan. I run away from anything that is scary. But in the past, I have enjoyed epistolary type of novels, and I also like dramatized audiobooks, especially if they have a full cast. So when this one showed up on my suggestions page, I thought, why not? Well, for those who don't know what a full cast narration is, it's like listening to a movie. They have multiple narrators and they also have background scores. And if you ever had any experience with old-timey radio shows, you know what a full cast narration is. It's an audiobook, but it's much more enjoyable. Of course, there are people who don't like them and consider audiobooks to be not books. But in my eyes, the point of reading is to experience a story, and audiobooks fit that bill. So, in my let's try something new mood, I picked up episode 13 by Craig Deloy. Now, episode 13 is a story of a ghost hunting show titled Fade to Black. Now, it's a brainchild of Matt Kirkland, the ghost hunting show, who is accompanied by his wife Claire and a motley crew consisting of a cameraman, a sound recordist, and an eager intern. Now, this team is about to shoot their 13th episode. Now, episode 13 takes them to what apparently is every ghost hunter's holy grail. It's called Paranormal Research Foundation. It's basically a mansion which is now derelict. It's located in rural Virginia. It's a place where some questionable and mysterious experiments were conducted by people in their 70s by a group of scientists. And these group of scientists themselves have vanished without a trace. Now that sounds spooky. I know, right? So the book opens up with a found footage setting. Where we're wading through multiple medias, tapes, footage, diaries. Now, found footage is basically, if you have seen Blair Witch Project, that's a found footage setting, right? Where the movie is not like a one-shot directed, where you see a beginning and an end and this thing. You just go through something that you found and you're trying to piece together what happened. Now, through this found footage in case of episode 13, we learn about all major players. There is the founder who believes that the paranormal encounter was true. The founder, who is Matt, he's had a paranormal encounter when he was young. His wife Claire, she doesn't believe in ghosts, but she works with her husband, and because she's the so-called logical and rational person, she is given the title of the doubter of the group. Now, the only one who does not believe. We also meet the cameraman, who is gruff, but he's a very loyal person, the sound recordist, who believes that he can do a better job than his boss, and an intern who is just trying to find an acting role for herself. Now, as a part of the Fade to Black story, what they've done is that all these characters, they're asked to write diaries. It's a part of the show. And they are supposed to write these diaries to express themselves in not secret, but in, without anybody else's influence. They're supposed to jot down their thoughts and experiences, and it's kind of a plan to make the show a little more rounder. And through these diaries, of course, these diaries are also found. Through these diaries, we get to learn about them as a people, as a person, through their own words. Now, the novel progresses through the characters' backstories while weaving them into the other happenings. Now, I can't call them current happenings because none of this is happening in real time. As it current till the time it was being recorded. Now, we as a reader or listeners in my case are only seeing all this through the found footage. So it's happening we are in a later time. Book has some really great elements, working for itself. And we are treated with some real creepy and scary things in the first half of the novel. Now, the experience of the untold and unseen horror works really great in this audiobook. Again, frankly, I think it's that absence of physical element that made that part of the novel and really wonderful experience. Now, I've always been I'm not a horror fan, but when it comes to spooky novels, I have always been a fan of the psychological horror. The idea of scary is more, usually in my case, is more potent than the actual horror. And the book does justice to that. Halfway through the book, till the half point of the book, you're just getting to understand the players, understand this paranormal research institute, and you're just enjoying the setting and the foreboding, that something might happen. Now, halfway through this book, I completely lost it. Now, the problem is when actual paranormal shows up, that's where it loses the scary of it. Okay, it isn't scary as a mere hint of the presence is when you actually see the paranormal. Now, after 50% of the novel, in my opinion, the story lost its grip for a while. For a short while, it drags a lot. It gets too scientific and too technical and too verbose. Okay, I know that it's silly to call a book verbose, but that's exactly what this novel becomes. It becomes too heavy to enjoy. Till about 70-75% of into the story, it actually felt like the author just lost track of what actually he was aiming for. The novel lost its eerie feel and it just became, a 2-bit slasher pick. Now, there were flashes of brilliance here and there, and it just I wasn't feeling it. But when towards the end, the novel left me kind of unsatisfied. In fact, I actually felt like I was cheated out of a good conclusion, especially because the beginning was brilliant. But even all that, I think I'm glad that I picked it up. In my let's try something new mantra brought me some real good results, and I can proudly say that I read a horror story and completed it without cowering under my blankets. So what's the conclusion, you ask? Well, in my opinion, episode 13 was a good experience. The epistolary style was great. It worked brilliantly for this particular story. The cast was brilliant. In fact, I have to give to the author that each of these characters are drawn out brilliantly. So the character development happens very good. And you understand them and their actions, and you kind of understand where their motivation comes from. Even when the conclusion makes you feel cheated, I think the journey was fun. And so if you're looking for something different in a new genre, I think you should give episode 13 a try. You never know, you might just find yourself enjoying a ghost story like I did. Hey, thank you so much for staying till the end of the review. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown for the episode 13. If you have read it and you would like to have a conversation about the same, please drop in the comments. Let me know what your views are. If you haven't and if you would like to try it, it's available on Audible. Please give it a try. And if you think that it is not something that you don't like or won't like to try, well, nothing doing. It's okay. You can still hang out till the next episode and see what more is coming up. This year, we're trying to catch up with multiple genres, and we're going to have one podcast every alternate week. I hope to see you next time. Till then, keep reading.